On to the Detroit Lions. Win total 7.5. Over -130. The 8's are also available with heavy juice to the under. Last year, 9-7 straight up. 7.81 ATS, 10-6 to the under. Mainstream stats, 14 takeaways, tied for 29th. 15 giveaways, 5th best in the NFL. Offense, 5.5 yards per play average. 3.7 yards per rush, 6th worst. 7.3 yards per pass average, and 37 sacks allowed, slightly below average. The Raiders just gave Carr $25 million a year. Oh no, Matthew Stafford, it looks like Detroit's going to make him the highest paid player in NFL history. Look away, look away. He's 4-43 in his career against teams that finished the season with a winning record, including 1-21 on the road. Don't do it, Detroit. He stinks. He had Megatron for a lot of his career as well. 4-43. Run away, Detroit. Run away.
Now, see, here's where you and I are going to disagree. All right? 4-43 is certainly not a record to be proud of. But you're blaming it all on Matthew Stafford. I am not. The Lions went 9-7 last year. Lions stunk last year, okay? They weren't good at anything. And they went 9-7 entirely because Matthew Stafford made enough plays for them to win ball games. And no, their record isn't great. It isn't even good, particularly on the highway. But as we do this exercise every year here on SportsBit, go through every team, you see it so consistently. Any team with a decent quarterback, they're lined 7 wins or higher. The teams that don't have a QB, they're all lined at 6.5 wins or lower. It's the same thing this year when we talked about the Bears yesterday as a team that, you know, they've got a much bigger QB situation this year than Detroit does. Look where they're lined, 5.5. So I understand that it sounds ridiculous to make Matthew Stafford the highest paid NFL player, but that's what you got to do. You got to lock him up. You cannot let this guy go. You'll be that much worse. You have to.
Yeah, see that? Yeah, that's how many playoff wins he has, too. Yeah, got to lock him up. He's got 0 playoff wins, yeah.
So what do you want to do? I mean, you know, I watched Detroit when John Kitna was playing QB for them.
How about not throw interceptions in the 4th quarter? That would be a start, too. How many times did he do that last year? Win a goddamn road game. That'd be another one. What do you think of the defense?
Well, last year was miserable. You know, I mean, when I say miserable, I mean miserable. 5.9 yards per play allowed. That was bottom quartile. 26 sacks. That was 31 in the NFL. Only Oakland had fewer. Opponent's quarterback rating against the Lions was 107.2. That's dead last in the NFL. That's worse than Cleveland. The number 30 team, the Jets, was 98.5. So they like lapped the league in how bad their pass defense. And of course, their rush defense wasn't any better. 4.4 yards allowed. Also below average. So when you look at Detroit, you blame everything on Stafford. Their offense was okay last year. Again, 15 giveaways. That was 5th best in the NFL. The problem last year was their defense stunk, and they still won 9 games, Pauly.
How about needs and what they did in the draft?
Well, I mean, they needed everything on defense. They needed, you know, defensive line help. They needed linebacking help. They needed cornerback help, and they got some of that. You know, Gerard Davis, the number 1 pick out of Florida, has the potential to be an impact player as a rookie at the linebacker position, and Teez Tabor, the cornerback out of Florida, another guy with enormous upside. When it comes to the defensive line, however, well, that's a big question mark. And certainly in free agency, I wasn't thrilled with what the Lions did and didn't do in terms of surrounding Stafford with skill position talent and with shoring up the front 4 on defense. I mean, it's all about Ziggy Ansah for this team. And when it comes to a pass rush, he certainly has, you know, he's a legit force at defensive end on the one side. But if he gets hurt or if something happens to Ziggy Ansah, man, they've got no pass rush whatsoever, which is, you know, opponents completed close to 73% of their passes against Detroit last year. They gave up 33 touchdowns last year. And oh, by the way, the Lions have not selected a defensive back in the 1st round in any of the last 18 drafts. Maybe it's time.
All right, strength of schedule. Biggest jump in toughness in the division. League average this year after below average last year. You got a sandwich spot, potentially Week 10 against the Browns in the middle of 3 divisional foes. NFC South faces the AFC North, and the NFC South 2 extra games, Arizona at home and at the Giants. What do you think? Anything jump out to you as far as the schedule? It is tough right out of the gate. Look at that. Arizona at the Giants, Atlanta and at Minnesota.
Yeah, well, I mean, when you look at their road games, you don't see a whole lot of winnable road games, you know, for a team that struggled. Giants, Vikings, Saints, Packers, Bears, and they always lose in Chicago. Ravens, Bucks, and Bengals, you're not necessarily talking about the NFL's elite teams, but you're not talking about pushovers in any of those road contests. Every one of those teams, I believe, is lined, except for Chicago, at 7.5 or higher. So it's easy to project a 1-7 type road record for Detroit again this year. Now, they did have a biggest jump in toughness compared to last year, but they're only league average in strength of schedule in 2017. They were below average in the league strength of schedule last year, hence that 9-7 record.
Hey guys, for the full video, go to sbrpicks.com.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to our channel. Now, we've put a lot of work into producing all these free videos, so please help us out and keep all our content free for you forever by simply liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Now, not to mention, a visit to our industry-leading website will warm the hearts of all our SBR employees, especially myself. Now, the links are over there to the left, so do check those out. Thanks for watching.